Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I am Taylor. I share these What's for Dinner videos every Sunday to hopefully give you guys some meal ideas and motivation to cook more for your family. If you enjoyed these types of videos, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button down below. I share everything related to being a mom, from cooking and cleaning and everything in between. Now, let's go ahead and get into this week's meals. It is Friday, and tonight for dinner we are having some baked barbecue chicken thighs. So I want to marinate this chicken for a little bit. So I've got 2 pounds of chicken thighs, and I'm going to marinate it in some olive oil with some seasonings. I've got paprika, salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and some cayenne pepper. I'm just going to mix all that together in this Ziploc bag with the chicken and then let it sit in the fridge for about an hour. I started this late. I forgot about it. I should have done this earlier, but I didn't. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to bake it. Okay, it's been right at an hour. My chicken is done marinating. I am about to bake it. I actually baked some cookies, chocolate chip cookies, while the chicken was marinating. So I've got a wire rack on this pan, and I'm going to put the chicken on top of the wire rack and bake it for about 20 minutes on 400 degrees until it's done. And then we will brush it with some barbecue sauce. I have some Sweet Baby Ray's and this KC Style Original. I'm going to use this one up first and then use some of this, and then I will broil it for 5 minutes till the barbecue sauce starts to caramelize. And then to go with it, I'm going to make this Aldi Earthly Grains long grain wild rice garlic and herb mix and a can of peas. Keeping it pretty easy for dinner tonight. Alright, everything is done. So we've got the chicken and the rice, as I said. And I really like this rice because this rice is that long grain and then wild rice. And then there's also orzo in there too. It's hard to tell. There's a little piece of orzo down there. So the different textures is what I really like about it. And then it's the garlic and herb, as I said. And then we've got some peas, and I season them with some salt and pepper and garlic powder. And then we've got our barbecue chicken. So those are the kids' plates, my plate, and Andy's plate. And that is dinner for Friday. It is Saturday, and tonight for dinner we are having some salmon and broccoli that I'm going to cook in the oven. But before I get started on that, I wanted to go ahead and cook our rice. I'm trying this new recipe for Instant Pot garlic parmesan rice. If you don't have an Instant Pot or pressure cooker, there are directions on this recipe for stovetop. So I will leave a link down below, and you can do it on the stove as well. So for this, I'm starting off by melting 3 tablespoons of butter in here. I've got this on the saute function. I have rinsed a 1.3 cups of rice, and I'm going to put that in here and saute it for a few minutes. And then I'm going to add in 2 cups of water and some chicken bouillon, or you could do chicken broth, some minced garlic, and some parsley. And then I'm going to cook that on high pressure for 6 minutes and then do a quick release. And then I will add in 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. So this seems pretty easy, hoping that it's good, and it's gonna go good with our salmon and broccoli. Okay, I've got my oven preheating to 425. As I said, I'm going to do some broccoli and salmon on a sheet pan for dinner. And I'm going to start off by cooking the broccoli for 10 minutes at 425, and then I will add on the salmon and cook for about another 15 minutes. We like our broccoli pretty done and pretty soft, so that's why I'm doing it that way. If you like your broccoli still a little crunchy, you could definitely do it all at the same time and cook it for about 15 minutes. But I'm going to season the broccoli and the salmon with this lemon pepper and some Badia Complete. And then for the broccoli, I'm also going to add some olive oil. So I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some of this in here and try to shake it up. I think it's going to work. If not, I might have to do it just on the sheet pan. Okay, everything is done. Here are our plates. We've got Andy's and mine and the kids. And I already tried the rice. It's pretty good. So as I said, I will leave that link down below if you're interested in trying it. But that is going to be dinner for Saturday. It is Sunday, and tonight for dinner we are having tacos. I just kept it simple. We're having ground beef, hard shell tacos, and black beans. So we've got black beans over here, and the beef, and the hard shells. And I made myself a taco salad. I did record me putting this together so you guys can see everything that's on it. I will include that after this. We just got some lettuce, some cheddar cheese. This is what I use for dressing, the Ortega taco sauce, medium. The mild is not hot at all. You have to get the medium. And some of these tortilla strips. We got some tomato. The kids have ground beef, cheese, avocado. This is Elijah's. Lily's has ground beef, cheese, avocado, and tomato. But that is going to be dinner for Sunday. It is Monday, and tonight for dinner I'm going to be making a new recipe for chili spaghetti. I saw something like this on Pinterest, but I did not like the way that they put it together. It just seemed like too many steps, like they wanted you to bake just the spaghetti before you added the chili to it. So I decided to come up with my own. I have about 8 ounces of spaghetti noodles that I have cooked. To that I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter and mix that around until it melts. Okay, next I'm going to add in 2 beaten eggs and just mix that all around the spaghetti till it's nice and coated. Okay, now I have a pie pan and I have greased it with some cooking spray, and I'm going to add in my noodles. And I kind of want the noodles to go up the sides a little bit, so I'm kind of pushing it up so we have a nice little well in the middle for our chili. Okay, now I have some leftover chili that was in my freezer. I'm using a slotted spoon so I don't get too much of the liquid, but still get some of it. I'm just gonna fill it until I think it looks good. I will try to leave measurements of everything down below so that you guys can follow this recipe. And then this is the chili recipe that I always make, so I will leave the link to the chili down below as well. Next, I have some cheddar cheese. I'm just going to top it with some cheddar cheese, and then this is going to go in the oven. I have preheated it to 350, and I'm going to cook it for probably about 25 minutes till everything is hot and the cheese is nice and melted. Dinner is done, so here's our plates. This is mine. This is Elijah's, which was the first piece that I cut, and it kind of fell apart. But Andy's was the last piece that I cut, and it looks like perfect. It stayed together in pie shape perfectly. Mine and Lily's are just kind of okay. But I mean, it's still gonna taste good. We're gonna mix it all up anyway. But I just like how it stayed in pie shape. I cut it with this pie cutter, and then I picked it up with this spatula because it's bigger and was easier to pick up with that. I think next time I would maybe make the chili go all the way across the top, because some of these noodles on the edge are kind of hard, like they got too crunchy maybe. I don't remember the spaghetti pie getting that hard, but not all of it is hard. I don't know. Maybe some of the pieces weren't as coated with the egg and butter, so they got too hard. Maybe I should have used more butter. I don't know. It's a little crunchy, but I think it's going to taste good. I will definitely leave a note here on the screen letting you know whether or not we liked it. I don't know how it can be bad. It's chili on spaghetti noodles with cheese, but I will leave a note. And to go with it, me and the kids both have some cucumbers, and then they also have carrots. And that is going to be dinner for Monday. It is Tuesday, and tonight for dinner I am making one of the quickest meals that I know how to make, and it's easy, super easy. I'm going to take this rice-a-roni, a long grain rice, and I'm going to follow the directions. I'm going to need a tablespoon of butter and 1 2/3 cups of water, and I'm going to double it because I am going to do 2 boxes. Back before me and Andy had kids, I would do 1 box, but because we have kids now and we like to have leftovers, I do 2 boxes. So it is a pretty cheap meal. These boxes I think are like between 89 cents and $1. So that, and then as I said, the butter and water, and basically I'm going to bring that to a boil with the contents of this package. And then I also like to add chicken. Some people don't like canned chicken. We do. I get this chunk chicken breast. I get the Walmart one. The Kroger one is good too, as long as it is just chicken breast with rib meat. Nothing with like dark meat. I don't like those ones. But I've drained it, so I'll add that in as well. And I do 1 can per box of rice, so I have 2 cans that I've drained. And then once it comes to a boil, I will cover it, reduce the heat to low, and simmer it for 25 to 30 minutes until like all of the liquid is absorbed. And that is it. It is so easy, and it is just really good. And we like to have it with green beans, so I'm going to make some green beans on the side, and we also like to have it with some sliced tomatoes, so I'm going to cut up some tomatoes as well. Okay, here is the rice. I don't remember if I mentioned at the beginning, we do canned chicken, but you could definitely use like regular chicken and then cook it and then add it in here, or even like rotisserie chicken to make it super easy. But if you like canned chicken, I definitely recommend doing it with canned chicken because it makes it quick, easy, and cheap. So this is that, and this is what's left after I've made the kids a nice plate. They might want more. They are like rice lovers like Andy, so sometimes they want more. But even after Andy eats, and if they eat more, there will still be plenty for leftovers. And then, as I said, green beans, and I put a little bit of butter, some chicken bouillon, some garlic powder, and some pepper in there. And then we've got some sliced tomato, and I have more tomato if we need it. Elijah is the only one who does not eat tomato, so he just has green beans and chicken and rice. This one is Lily's. She has salt on her tomatoes, and then I have salt and pepper. It's kind of hard to see the pepper, but there is pepper on there. But that is going to be our dinner for Tuesday. It is Wednesday, and it is 2:30 in the afternoon, and I am stirring dinner because tonight for dinner I am trying another new homemade spaghetti sauce. I'm on a mission to find the best homemade spaghetti sauce. Not starting from jarred spaghetti sauce, starting from some sort of canned tomatoes. So this recipe comes from Laura in the kitchen. She's here on YouTube, and I will have the link to her video and the recipe down below. Something that I've never seen before when I printed recipes is a QR code, so you could just scan this and watch the video. But I like how simple it is. There's not a lot of ingredients, so hopefully it tastes good. I've got 2 of these big cans of tomato puree, and we're gonna also use some water. I've got this Merlot wine. She said you could also substitute beef broth, but I got the Merlot because that's what she recommended. Some yellow onion, which she says 1, but mine was massive, so this is half of a massive one that's diced up pretty small. And then 2 pounds of ground beef, which I'm mostly cooking through, and then once it is cooked through, I will add in the onion. And I did add a little bit of olive oil to the pan because she said to, so I did that first. And then it'll just be salt and pepper to taste later, sugar if it needs it, and she did say fresh basil, but I didn't pick up fresh basil, so I will just add some dried basil if we want it. But that is it, all of the ingredients. So super simple. Hopefully it turns out good. I'm going to go ahead and finish cooking up this beef so we can get the onion in there, because this needs to simmer for 3.5 hours. So that's why I'm starting it right now at 2:30, so it can have time to just sit over here on low, simmering with the lid on all day. Okay, dinner is done. This sauce cooked for, it's 6:30 now, so it's been 4 hours since I started it, although I've been messing with it for the last 30 minutes, adding salt and pepper and basil and sugar. I couldn't tell you how much salt and pepper I added because I just kept tasting it to add that, but I do know that I added in 2 teaspoons of sugar. I didn't want to add in too much, but it did definitely need some sugar. But if you like it sweet, you'd want to add more. This is still not sweet, but I think it's pretty dang good. It feels like it's still missing something. I'm going to ask Andy what he thinks when he gets home. He is not home right now. He will not be home till late. So he will taste this later, and then it might even taste better tomorrow because we've talked about this before. Spaghetti sauce, once it sits, any kind of tomato sauces, I feel like once they sit, they get better. So there is that, and then I made some zucchini noodles. There's some in there for Andy. I chopped up some raw zucchini so the kids can have that. So that's for them. And then this is my zucchini noodles. And I topped it with some Parmesan cheese. And this is what I use to make my zucchini noodles. It's the OXO brand. I actually bought this at the store for 99 cents. But if I can find it on Amazon, I will link it in my Amazon store. I had a different one before and I absolutely hated it. It was so difficult to clean. But this one is super easy to clean. This whole top, I can't do it one-handed, I don't think. The whole top kind of like screws off, and that's how you like twist the zucchini in. And then this has a really sharp blade, but it is so open and easy to see the blades and easy to clean. And yeah, I just clean it with a little dish brush and it comes clean really easily. So I will link that for y'all. And then this, it cuts out the middle part so I don't have that mushy part as your noodles. But that is my plate, and those are the kids' plates, and that is going to be dinner for Wednesday. It is Thursday, and tonight for dinner we are having a favorite. We are having tuna patties. I actually have a whole recipe video on these. That's why I did not share me making them today, so I will have that link down below. It's really, really easy. It's 4 cans of tuna, some Worcestershire, some Old Bay seasoning, some flour, and 2 eggs. Mix it together and fry it. I've also made them in the air fryer before, and that's pretty good as well, but nothing beats them fried. Like, we all know that. So we have that, and then if you watch the grocery haul, you know we had a ton of tomatoes that we bought. So trying to use those up. So I have 2 slices of tomato with salt and lots of pepper. Then I cooked up some of the zucchini with the Badia Complete seasoning and some of the Tony's Creole seasoning. You want to try a piece again? Every time I try to get them to try it and they never like it. And then this is shells and cheese. Last time I made it, Andy corrected me because I called it mac and cheese, but it is shells and cheese. It's an Instant Pot recipe, and I think I shared it in a video when I shared what we ate for Christmas, because I did make this on Christmas Day. It is so good and so easy, and you just don't have to like watch and wait for noodles to boil. You just cook it there, and it's pretty quick, and then you just add the cheese. And these are the noodles. I've been using these small shells because they are really, really good. And then because the kids still don't like zucchini, you're going to try a piece again. Yeah. Elijah has cucumbers and carrots, and Lily has tomatoes and cucumbers, and I'm going to give her a piece of zucchini to try. But that is going to be dinner for Thursday, and that is going to wrap up another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed already, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button down below so you can come back and see my future videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye!
Bye!
Bye! Bye.